Alright, here we are at the top 4, and we are still at the A tier. Keep that in mind as we're moving forward. We're gonna start with your boy, Ghostface. Okay, so let's talk about Ghostface. Ghostface probably, what Ghostface shows more than anything else is how devastating the lack of a terror radius can actually be. The fact that he doesn't have anything to actually help him in the chase at all, but he's still seeing all of this play, and he's still seeing all of this high-ranked viability, is because he can just move around the map undetected. That's so fucking good. The fact that he can, like, just efficiently patrol the map, and is more capable of catching survivors off guard because they don't fucking know where the fuck he's gonna be, is like really fucking good. And he doesn't have the problem that Myers has, which is the fucking fact that he doesn't move as fast at the beginning, so he doesn't have a weak early game. He was another killer that improved on the Myers format. Stealth killer, no terror radius at all, so no need for monitor and abuse, which is good. That frees up a perk slot. As good as monitor is, now you get all the benefits of monitor without actually having to run it. So that's good. It frees up that perk slot, and you can do some more stuff with it. And he has one of the best stalling builds in the game: Sloppy Butcher, Thanatophobia, Nurse's Calling, and Hex Ruin. Can really keep stuff on lockdown with that. And what really just helps Ghostface out is like he counters perks like Urban Evasion and just stealth builds because he himself is stealthy. So like, even when you're playing somebody like Billy, Ghostface can be a more efficient patroller at times because Hillbilly still has that terror radius and the chainsaw, so the survivor can use something like Urban Evasion to sneak around him and not actually get caught during a chase or something. Whereas Ghostface, they don't have that warning. So he may not have the speed, but he doesn't have the warning, which Wraith combines both of those, but Wraith is, Wraith's getting there. But Ghostface trades that speed for not having to have an uncloak animation, so it's what you will with those two. But the fact that he's not limited by any early game thing, stalking, it's a mix-up, I guess, is the best thing. But like, it's stupid. The reason why good Ghostfaces don't stalk, like if you're gonna stalk with Ghostface, you're playing worse Myers. Because, like, the only way Myers is better than Ghostface is if you go about trying to stalk people with him. Don't stalk. It's stupid. Because, like, why, like, here's the thing with stalking. If they catch you while stalking, chances are you could have gotten a free hit on them. And if they catch you stalking, they now are aware of your presence, and you gave up that first hit. For what? Like maybe a half of their circle filled up? That's not worth it, ladies and gentlemen. That's completely not worth it. And so, like, it's better to get that free hit. It's because if you have the Thanatophobia, you have the Sloppy Butcher, they're going to take a while to get healed anyway. You can call them out with Nurse's Calling to subvert them later, and it goes to stall. It goes to help stall the game. And then they can't tell where you are, so they don't know when the heal is safe, and they can't relay any information to their friends off of a terror radius. Like, there's so many things that Ghostface can do to help deal with SWF. If I am like 100% sure that there's an SWF, I go Ghostface. I don't go anybody else, because Ghostface is I want to say he's beginner friendly, but he's fundamental friendly. The thing that Ghostface does better than any other killer in this game is he combines basic killer fundamentals with a power that helps accentuate them and get you as much benefit off of fundamentals as possible. Not to say that fundamentals are carrying you when you play this character, because the fact that his power just disrupts survivor communication, that is a power. That is a power. And the fact that because you're playing Ghostface, they can be so much more disorganized inherently, that is a killer power, and that's good enough to be. That's simply just straight up good enough to be one. And like, you don't need anything else. Like that shows you don't need anything else to be a good killer in this game. And that also shows you how good SWF is, to where like you can actually just like subvert SWF and like that's your power, and you're like one of the best characters in this game. because SWF is so fucking powerful, and for Ghostface to like disrupt that communication, counter objective obsession, stuff like that, counter the whole SWF thing, make the information they give each other limited. You can make them look super fucking bad, and I mean it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant, and like when you play Ghostface, you feel like you have the tools to compete. You feel like you're a baseline killer with the tools to compete against some of the best stuff in this game. And that's why Ghostface doesn't fucking need nerf. I see tons of complaints on Facebook about this character. Again, just like we were when he first came out, about, we need nerf Ghostface! Ghostface too good! The fact is that Ghostface just has the tools to compete. He's not, like, super great because you can eat him at loops. He can theoretically eat this character at loops. The fact is that this character has the tools to get around that stuff. He can subvert, drop chases. Like, he doesn't have to play your game, you have to play his. And that's the sign of a good killer in this game. Of course they're gonna nerf him. They'll probably nerf the Wraith too. Because, like, this is the new thing to complain about, because they nerfed Nurse and Spirit for you guys. So this is the new thing to complain about, because Billy's been in the game too long. I still see some Billy complaints, but not nearly as much. Fucking Ghostface and Wraith are just the new things to complain about, because they're the new hot topics. Thanks, True. Just when True keeps giving us gold, then it's gonna get nerfed every single fucking time. Like Ghostface's add-ons, they don't really, like, this is a character that I don't feel like his add-ons, like, I don't want to say they don't do very much. I usually bring the ones that add to the power, like Night Shroud recovery speed, movement, speedball, crouch, just the basic stuff. Everything that has to do with Survivor staying marked, just completely ignore that, or stalking speed. Anything that has to do with the stalk is completely ignorable. So that does, like, make half of his add-ons useless, but, like, his base power is just so inherently useful that doesn't matter. This is not an add-on based killer, very much. You can play, I mean, he certainly gets stronger with the add-ons, but, like, for fuck's sake, he's just a fucking wonderful terror radius. The zero terror radius is, like, better than any add-on in this game. And the Ghostface is, like, the height of the playstyle that I think is very good right now. He's the best you could possibly be at subversion, confusion, and efficiency. That's what he does better than anybody in this game. He may not be a god of lethality, he may have to, like, do the chases, but the thing is, he has the tools in his kit to work around them. And that's why he will never be bad. As long as he has the zero terror radius, he will never be bad. It's hard to nerf Ghostface. I'm worried they're going to nerf him somehow, but, like, the Ghostface nerf, I feel like they're going to come with nerfing Thanatophobia, Sloppy Butcher, stuff like that. Because, like, how do you nerf his base kit? Give him an 8-meter terror radius, maybe? Maybe that'll help. And then Ghostfaces will just run Monitor to make it back down to 0. So, 16-meter terror radius? Like, I don't know what they do. But, like, then what the fuck's the point? What the fuck's the point? So, it's like they kind of, like, they design themselves into a hole here. Because what the zero terror radius was designed to do was for Ghostface to get adequate stalking on people. But since the stalk is bad and useless, people don't use it for that. They use it for fucking making sure you can actually fucking, you know, score easy first hits and have efficient patrolling. That's what it's better used for. And I think that this character is going to be a difficult nerf if they do decide to do it. They shouldn't, but behavior has a big problem lately with nerfing killers. The second half of the year was definitely Survivor favored with inner strength, like all the top. The only big nerf Survivors got in the second half of the year was the insta heal. So Ghostface shows the power of subversion in this game, and, like, the play style that's good is most heightened by his play style and his ability to play the fucking game. So that's what I like about Ghostface, and that's why I think he is here. If you play him, if you stalk with him, he's just worse Myers, but he's definitely better than Myers if you just fucking don't do what the devs design. The thing is, devs aren't very good at design, so stuff like this comes out. This is one of the times where it actually worked in our favor, though, where the devs' bad design is actually giving us a thing stronger than they actually intended for, which is what I'm worried about, because technically, this wasn't their intent. So that's why I'm super worried they're going to nerf him, because this wasn't their intent. They're going to do something stupid like you got to stalk to hit somebody or some dumb shit like that. I certainly hope not. That'd be fucking retarded. But Yep, that's Ghostface for you. I certainly hope he gets to stay, and don't listen to anybody complain. This character is balanced because you can still eat him at those loops. He can still be misplayed. You can be aware of him. Spine chill. You have stuff. There's not nothing here, bruh. And just stop complaining. That's all I care about with this character. Just stop complaining. All right, number 3, final A tier. We have Billy Willy. Billy Willy. Think of good old Billy Willy, dude. My hillbilly's not the greatest, but like, you know, a hillbilly is a time-tested, efficient killer. Super archaic, but super effective. 115 base movement speed, chainsaw the maneuver around the map. But Billy lacks for in stealth, he makes up for with the speed of his patrol time. So it's like, he may not be able to stealthily subvert somebody, but he can just run up on them when they're not ready. And that's his idea of subversion. He is limited at some maps, so like, the only reason, again, just kind of with Myers, I only put him above Ghostface because of Veteran's Edge. I think, like, like a year, like even a 6-month tier list from now, he might be below Ghostface. The true talent says he already is. But, you know, I did the safer choice just for this particular tier list because I'm just trying to illustrate the transition of the game right now. Because the game is definitely transitioning playstyles, and Billy is the one that it's kind of falling away from at the moment. But the fact that he can be so lethal, and he has efficient patrol time inherently because of the speed. This character will never be out of A tier. He may be falling down the tier list a little bit, but he's never going to be out of the A tier. He's too efficient. He's too efficient at what he does. But like, the thing that limits Billy's biggest weakness more than anything else is the fucking maps. The map design hurts this character more than anything. So you get a map like, you know, fucking Bad Ham Preschool. I don't like Bad Ham on him. You know, the Larry's is the really bad one. Like, you know, he gets very extremely limited at some maps. But that's why Instasaw is probably best. Some maps he's kind of relegated to being a even worse Leatherface. But, you know, when he's not constricted, man, you give him the right map, he can just zoom all over some of the most efficient patrolling in the game, and he can get started super fast. And once he gets started super fast, super hard to take that momentum away from him, because he has barbecue and chili most of the time to make that patrolling even more efficient, be on somebody in like the span of a second. And then what, like, Billy's like a character that can, like, theoretically get like a cross-map chainsaw and then be on somebody else immediately upon hooking somebody. So Billy can, like, theoretically have like have 2 or 3 survivors pressure within the first 4 minutes of the game if he has a really good start. And like that's something that like even like Ghostface doesn't have. I mean it's theoretically possible, but like he can have somebody hooked. I mean, every killer can get a quick down, but Billy's quick downs, when you get good with the chainsaw, should theoretically be more efficient than a lot of the other killers, because Billy can just punish one mistake, whereas most killers need 2. Are Billy and Leatherface the only ones that can actually get an instant down at any time? I think they are. And so Billy's instant down being the best instant down in the game because of just how it may be limited, but it's available to you at all times. So all you gotta do is just fucking hit that, and then look how much advantage you have, bruh. His chainsaw, even just used as a gap closer after between hit 1 to hit 2, is good, because it puts that pressure on ASAP. ASAP. As soon as possible. Like, his chainsaw doesn't have to be used to hit somebody to actually be good. There's a lot of things that this character has. And, again, there's not much to really say about his character design just because of how archaic he is. But, like, archaic and effective go hand in hand here. He is an effective character. And he is very much capable of snowballing, and he's very much capable of winning the game with, like, 2 or 3 good plays. That's pretty much all you need to win the game with this character. Because Billy's advantage state is like, you know, Demogorgon's is hard to stop. Billy's is theoretically super hard to stop as well, just because of the speed of his downs. Billy has access to the most reliable way to slow the game down, which is simply stalling. Just stalling that game, dude. That's all you gotta do with this character. Stall the game by just getting quick and efficient downs. it's like Billy with Hex Ruin, just like, Jesus Christ, bruh. Like, it's just, like, you gotta patrol the map, and then he's patrolling the map too, and he's way more efficient at patrolling than any of the survivors are, dude. So it's like, you got to get really good lucky with an RNG spawn to even, like, get near the level of Billy patrol that he has. A good Billy can just make the map look so small, no matter how big it actually is. And as much as, like, as good as some of these other characters are, they can't make the map look as small as Billy makes it. So, again, he may be going down, and he may, like, fucking not be number 3 on the next tier list I do. But, like, but for right now, I still think you can't really take that spot away from him just yet, just because of his long history with viability in the game. Maybe there's something theoretically possible that somebody, just the execution, Billy's ability to get quick downs, is that better than Ghostface patrolling? I mean, True Talent would say no, because it's not that True Talent doesn't like Billy, he just thinks Billy's overrated, which I definitely see that. I definitely see why people think Billy and Huntress, for that matter, are overrated characters. Because, like, they're not, like, super god tier, but they've been in the game for so long that it can be hard to, like, see it. But, you know, I'm just being a simple Dead by Daylight fan making your special tier list, and I'm just giving Billy this one more spot at number 3 before I might end up changing my mind. But, you know, I have nothing bad to say about Billy, dude. Just the only thing that's limited about Billy is the maps, and if he just was like more capable of going off at more maps, he would definitely still be like one of the more renowned killers in this game. But the fact is, in order to like be super good, you gotta be able to work at all the maps, and that's the one area where Billy lacks. Not that he can't work at Larry's if you play him right, because like there's definitely spots on Larry's, and Instasaw Billy can work at Larry's. Like there's things you can do with him at Larry's that, like, work, but those are definitely more limited setups, whereas other characters can get more setups off at those locations. So, again, not that he's bad at those maps, but those are his worst maps, and that's why, like, he's kind of a fucking meme at those locations. Look at me experimenting, dude. Almost hit him. Okay, so that's all I got on Billy. Number 3. Number 2, we hit the tier of the lethality gods. We move up to the S tier. Nurse and Spirit, they lack subversion, but they're so good at the 1v1s that anything else just doesn't matter. Their strongest setups may have been taken away, but the fact is their base kit is still so good at 1v1s. They never fall victim to loops. Survivors have to play their game. There is no looping Nurse and Spirit. There's just... With Spirit, there's just hitting her with a pallet in challenging her, and Nurse, there's just, you have to mind game blinks consistently and try to blink line of sight consistently. That's how you fucking deal with the fucking Nurse. So, let's go in the order. After Nurse was hit with the nerf, Spirit became the best, and then Spirit was hit with the Nurse, and now Spirit is back down at number 2. So, let's go over Spirit. Spirit has always has the free mind game anywhere. Spirit brings mind games to the table. When you get good at her, you'll never have to actually deal with another loop again. Because why would you? You don't need to deal with the loop because you can move faster than them, and all you have to do is make the right call out, and everybody's a free hit. So you can't see them, they can't see you. We all know how this works. Fucking, but like. The reason why, last time I had her at number 2 was solely because of her gen grabbing, but, like, the fact is now that the gen grabbing became the backbone for how you actually play her, now people are showing that the 1v1s that Spirit offers are simply just above the rest, because she can just fucking teleport, and, not really teleport, but she can phase walk, and just, like, be a complete enigma to what she's doing at all times to the survivors. It's a good way of hiding information. The chase, the thing with the Spirit and Nurse that makes them the best is it's hard to plan out their chases. It's hard to figure out what you need to do. Like, even with Billy, it's like, okay, he's gonna chainsaw here, so I have to dodge this right now. Survivors can know that, like, going into what he's doing. With Spirit, it's hard to predict. You never are 100% sure what the Spirit is going to do. So it's impossible to like predict. Like the only thing you know about Spirit is like, okay, she's gonna probably fucking phase walk here, but like you don't know anything about it. Like Billy, you get okay, is he running Instasaw? Is he not running Instasaw? How fast is he moving? You get stuff like that to work off of. Whereas on fucking Spirit, it's just all you know is that she's phasing. She can go over here, over there, over there, and there's not much you can do about it. And so that aspect of Spirit's kit is always going to be good because there's like there's actually just limited counterplay to it, and like what do you do about it? There's nothing. And also gen grabbing Spirit can still happen. It's just a lot harder to do now and not as reliable, but it is still possible to do. It's not like it's probably a mix up at best now, but like it's still possible. It's still in the game. It's just not as free as it used to be, and it can probably only be done with specific add-on combinations, add-on setups, etc., etc. It's still possible to get it, but definitely harder to do, definitely not as reliable as it was in the golden age of the character, where she was undisputably one of the best killers in the game, which she still is, but now she's better because of the fact that she can fucking just win those 1v1s so quickly, so efficiently. Whereas it has no less to do with like juking skills and how well you can like play to like the fucking mind game of somebody. The fact that every Spirit is different and you can't actually calculate what the character does, you have to focus on what the player does. And that's good. There's no other way to describe that other than using the words that's good. It's good because it's good. Sorry. And like it will always be good. And like some people may not be the best with her, so you might face a few bad ones, but the fact is that this killer has all of the tools to win. All the tools to effectively patrol, get quick downs, everything that, like, everything that a killer, like, needs to do in this game is capable of being done by Spirit. And that's, again, there's really not a lot to say about her anymore. I mean, because I don't play her, I watch her. I mean, I play her, but I don't, like, main her. So, like, that's what you see from somebody that doesn't fucking main her. And then the last character, number 1, is still the nurse. And the nurse is still the best character in the game because the shortest distance between 2 points is always a straight line, and nurse is always within a straight line of getting you. Always. Every single time. So, because she is always in that straight line, juking her is like juking if there's no terrain there at all. Nurse ignores all terrain on the map. That is always going to be broken. Like, they may have nerfed her power to give it a cooldown, which was a dumb way to fix a non-existent issue, because the fact is Nurse could get dominated. Every killer in the game is capable of being fucking dominated. And the only thing that Nurse had that was kind of an issue was Omega Blink, but fucking they got rid of that and then some. So like that was the thing I disagree with on Nurse specifically, was the fact that Omega Blink was the only thing that really needed to go away with the character. But definitely the fact that she can go through the shit and always ignore the terrain is definitely gonna make her like one of the better characters in the fucking game, because no matter what else they do to her, which I don't think they're gonna nerf her again, because that would be fucking gay, but she's always gonna be the best character in the game, simply because of that simple fact. Where unless there's something unquestionably stupid like gen grabbing Spirit, but as long as there's not something unquestionably like super even more lethal. The fact is that as long as Nurse doesn't have to run these loops, she's going to be in the upper echelons of Dead by Daylight. And usually find herself sitting at this top spot, because nobody dodges the whole concept of looping as well as the Nurse does. She dodges all aspects of looping with effective patrolling, and you have yourself a winning character. The lethality gods. There's nothing more about them than the fact that they can just fucking get down so fast over and over and over again, because that's what they're good at. And you don't need to be good at anything else in Dead by Daylight. Because the thing is, every stat in Dead by Daylight, like tracking, lethality, there's a certain aspect of it that goes to the player. So like tracking, for instance, what gens are typically done first on the map, spawning points, where they spawn in relation to you, stuff that you get a feel for helps with tracking. And then like the most helpful stat to get that boost from your killer from is lethality. And the fact that Nurse and Spirit both give you huge boost to the lethality, as well as Spirit gives you boost to patrolling and so Nurse does too. They give you fucking boost to other stuff as well, but the fact is they help you so much with the lethality aspect of the game, which is the most helpful stat to actually be accentuated. They don't rely on those fundamentals. Nurse actually even can't use the fundamentals. She has to be solely played based on her power. Spirit, you have 110 movement speed, so you have a little bit more access to fundamentals in some situations, but like Nurse has no access to fundamentals. But these characters played to their fullest potential they're just down machines. They just down. And that is what you need to be good in Dead by Daylight. Above any subversion you can do, just being good at these 1v1s, being good at ignoring survivor defenses, being good at fucking just attacking them where they're weak is like will always be the best thing in this game. And that is my tier list for the winter of 2019. Holy fuck, this was a long one. And I didn't think it was actually going to be, what, like 130 minutes or whatever the fuck? What's that, 2 hours? 2 hours, 10 minutes? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Super long video. Thanks for sticking around if you actually stuck around through the whole thing. And again, make your own tier list, people. There's not a lot of these out there, and I wish there was more. Because we need more discussion like this in the fucking community. And less toxic discussion is another thing that we need. And so, this is just, as you grow up, play the game more, rank up a little bit. These are the killers that I find have aged the best in terms of dealing with red rank survivors. Because when you're analyzing this game, you gotta analyze it for the best of the best. Because if you're not analyzing it for the best of the best, your analysis is just wrong. Like, why would you analyze it for people worse? Like, I don't understand that. I saw a video that fucking Damn No HTML, he's under a different name now, that he posted about why we shouldn't balance the game for the 1%. I didn't watch it, I just saw it. It's like, I have a life, people. I can't watch all this. I plan to watch it. It's in my to-do list. But, like, I just don't understand why you wouldn't want this game to be balanced for the best of the best. And anybody that wants to play, they have to get good, bruh. So, fucking, there you go. That's my tier list. My next tier list I will be making in the summer. So, probably June or July, whatever 6 months from now is. I'm not going to worry about that all in my head at the moment. But June, July is going to be my next tier list. So, we're going to have probably 2 new killers on that tier list, as well as probably a few place changes, as I usually like to do, because you gotta keep updating this shit, dude. The meta doesn't just stay stagnant, it always changes. Anyways, GG's. Happy killing, my killer mains, and I hope you die survivor mains. Whatever. I play both, so, you know, not really one bias towards the other. I try to look at things as objectively as I possibly can. Anyway, GG's, people. Bye-bye, ciao.